If you want to get your side hustle off the ground, here are 7 awesome productivity tips to help you get started. As someone who has a lot of different passion projects, I know that it can be really exhausting when you're done with a full day of work to try to work on those projects. So I picked up some productivity tips along the way and I wanted to share them with you. They've been super helpful in helping me get my projects off the ground, and I think you'll find them helpful too. So the first thing that I find is really helpful is to go into time out. A lot of times you're on your way home from work and you just want, like a half an hour break. So you sit down and you open the first website and you start to scroll, and next thing you know, 3 hours have passed and you've done nothing and it's time to go to bed. To eliminate time-sucking websites, since I don't have enough self-control to do it by myself, I try to use apps. So there's this great app called Cold Turkey, which lets you block specific sites or your entire computer. There are other apps, you can check them out in our blog post. We cover a lot of them. If apps aren't for you, that's totally cool. You can try to find your own ways to put yourself in timeout. Just make sure that whatever setting you're in, you're able to focus only on what's at hand. Another thing I like to do is what's called the ideal week technique. It was coined by a guy named Michael Hyatt, and he suggests blocking out your week, giving a theme to every single day. So for example, Sunday could be creativity day and Monday could be outreach. And then what you do is you block out each day in different segments of time. So the kicker here is to write down how you think you're going to feel after every section. So if that's accomplished, if that's refreshed, I know this seems a little bit weird, but it actually helps you turn your week that you imagine for yourself into actual habits. Another thing that you can try is the perfect 15-minute day. So for this one, you're gonna need a timer. Do not use your phone. Trust me, it will save you a lot of heartache in the long run. And what you do is you schedule your day in 15-minute bursts to give you energy. So I know that when I have a task and I know that it's gonna take me 3 hours, it's super daunting. And then I start scrolling and that's the end of it. But if you know that you're gonna finish a task at the end of 15 minutes, it's a lot easier to focus. So like we talked about before, sometimes when you get home from work, you just don't have the energy to work on your side hustle. And a really good way to get yourself in the mood is to ritualize the hard stuff. So really all that means is to take tasks that you don't necessarily want to do and pair them with a ritual that you love doing. So for me, let's say that could be drinking coffee, which I'm sure a lot of us love, or listening to music. So every time you want to work on something for your side hustle, just pair it with a ritual you love, and I promise you it will help get you in the mood. The next tip is to hold yourself accountable. So I know that this is something that seems a bit obvious, but when you're working on a side hustle and it's your own project motivated totally by yourself, it's really easy to find excuses for why you can't do the task that day and why you're gonna push it off. And so a great way to fix that is to find an external accountability partner. So I do this in 2 ways. The first is I just text my friend in the beginning of each week, we write each other our goals, and if we haven't completed the goals by the end of the week, it's really uncomfortable and you feel a sense of shame, especially because you know the other person is working just as hard as you are. The other way is through this awesome app called Stick, or other apps like it, which lets you bet actual money against yourself that you're going to accomplish a task. So let's say you need to make a logo and you have to get it done by the end of the week. So you go into the app, you bet yourself $10 that you're gonna get it done. If you do get it done, you get your money back. If you don't, you're gonna lose the money. It will go to charity, but still your money's gonna be lost. So this is just another way you have of holding yourself accountable and making sure that you get things done. So this next tip is called Eat the Frog, and it's one of my favorite tips that I use the most. Eating the frog basically just means doing the thing that you hate the most, that's the most annoying, that's the most difficult, and also the most necessary right at the beginning of your day. The reason I think it works so well is because as soon as you get that done, you have never felt better about yourself in your life, and you take that stamina and it holds you throughout the day and helps you get so many other things done that you need. So I really recommend trying to eat the frog first thing in the morning, right after your cereal. Okay, this last tip is task batching. So if you're anything like me, you probably love to multitask and try to get as many things done at the same time as you can, and you feel like you're on top of the world, but actually multitasking just kills productivity. And so the way to help with this is to task batch. What you do is you group together tasks that are the same in terms of location or maybe the function of what you're doing, and you try to do them together. So if you have a bunch of different types of tasks, like you have to write 2 blog posts and you have a few emails to send and some calls to make, tackle all of the similar kinds of tasks at the same time. That means if you have 4 emails to send, try to send them at the same time. And then a different day, schedule in to make your phone calls. As long as you're doing tasks that are similar to one another at the same time, you're gonna stay more focused than you would if you were otherwise multitasking. A great way to get your tasks organized is to use a task management tool. I really like Google Calendar and Trello. They both help me organize everything I have to do and separate it by day of the week. Just find whatever tools you think will work for you and help you organize all of the tasks that you have on deck, because that'll ultimately help you stay the most productive you can be. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching. I really hope that you found this helpful. Let me know in the comments how you're staying productive when you work on your side hustle, and I'll see you in the next video.